Hey guys, Coach CJ from Team Low Stations here, and today I got my second place, Evil Twin playmat. I ended up winning the mat, getting second place at an OTS playmat tournament, and I played Artifact Striker Adventure. And let's get right into it. For our starters, we play, the two best cards in this format. 2 Fusion Destiny. We play our Striker starters. 3 Ray, 1 Rose. I wish you could have more ways to see Ray in this deck, but it's like you need to play the Rose just because it comes up as being an extender. Also, when you kill some next mon zone and being a graveyard coming back and negating something, that's going to become a real problem with Dragoon, especially if that space deck plays that. So I probably will up this to 2 for that, but it's like, you really don't want to see this ever. You really always want to search it off of Rhoda or just get to grave off by Hayate if you ever want to like that. But you always want to see this just because of this card being DP and DP just popping Rose. It's like a prank kit effect. It's like you just get stopped and it's like it's so unfortunate. And also for the rest of our starters, we played the 3 Enchantress. This card makes Anaconda in this deck just for the discard. Also, Hornet Drones. This card makes Anaconda as well. Also, you can do a few other fun things with it. Also, can help you play through Nib if you open up like one of these guys. Also, Engage because it searches one of these guys, and also Rhoda because it searches these guys. And I also consider Faithful Adventure a starter right along with the 3 Rights, just because Right is faithful or just faithful with any monster. This or hand trip also can make Anaconda, which I consider like being like the best card in this deck. So I don't really consider this card a brick because like you can help see this, ditch it, go right, turn token and Link Spider, and have any of these or just a hand trap, and it's like then you can play. Now for hand traps: 2 Ghost Bell, 3 Ghost Ogre, 3 Ash Blossom. This hand trap ratio is perfect. You're playing Striker, so a lot of your cards just trade, or once you get 3 spells in graveyard, they do more than just trade. They just give you advantage. It's like I feel like this is all I needed. I didn't miss anything. I didn't miss Nib at all, because a lot of times I play double Anaconda. By the way, it's like I usually just try to bait it out pretty much. It's like once Anaconda hits the field and I did a whole bunch of summoning, they usually will just be like, oh, Nib, and it's like okay. And most times I'll do that. I won't set up the Griffin negate. I'll just use the Chantress just to use that to make the Anaconda with the Link Spider after I special summon her, then make Link Spider with the token. And then it's like get nibbed, and it's like if I did all the special summon, normal summon like a Ray, depending on if I like if going first, second, you can Hornet Jones, you can have Ray Rose. I mean sometimes at the worst, you just end on just Shizuku Pass, which is like okay, and it's like at least you still trade with hand traps, and at least your Striker supposed to be live. And then you also have these guys, which all stop the adventure stuff, which I feel like is the only thing you really need to stop. Because all this also doubles for stopping Safe Lock, which is what this deck really loses to, or at least Striker half of it. Now for utility Striker spells, we play the 1 Afterburners, 1 Shark Cannon, and then 2 Widowmaker. I haven't missed the 3rd one. My friends keep telling me to put it in just because Widowmaker is like so good, but it's like I'm not really trying to grind out the game my opponent because I'm not playing the multiple areas or anything like that. I feel like this is all I needed. Because it's like by turn 2 or 3, depending on if you want first, second, or if this is like your second and third turn, most of these guys are already out of deck, along with the Hornet Jones. And it's like, so you're not really searching nothing on Shizuku. Engage is like searching like Ray at that point if you like go for it and you're just trying to hope to draw like a right off it, depending if you need it or something. It's like I feel like this is all you need just for utility. Because like a lot of times your zones aren't even usable because sometimes you might just want to end on Griffin negate if you don't think Anaconda's going to resolve. So it's like you really want as many like not dead cards as possible. So that's why I'd rather just see a hand trap versus like seeing like a Widowmaker. And if I do see a Widowmaker, I'm using that for going for game. When I'm using that for like Link Climb, or if I end up just Shizuku Pass, just having this set, then I feel really good about that. So it just gives you different avenues to take depending on what you see and what your hand's looking like. So I feel like this is all you need. You don't need much more. Now for some crazy cards that we play. We play 3 Ignition. This card is insane. If it gets popped, you skip your opponent's battle phase. That's come up a lot where this kept getting popped by like Twin Twisters, or I would just set this and I opponent would DP it, and it's like because they'd be scared of it being something. I'm like, okay, that's fine, pop it. I'll skip your battle phase, and it's like they can't go for your game. It's like I'm not gonna say it's like a good card to win in time with, but it's like it helped me win in time a couple times. Just having the skip battle phase, and also this helps Scythe Lock, and also it's MST at the end of the day. It can stop a Faithful Adventure. You just set it. Just another interruption, you go Faithful Adventure effect, you like Ignition, set Scythe, and then DP, set pop Scythe, pop itself, play around Ghost Bell. Plays in the droplets though, but like So that's just another good trade because it's not like that will be the only card you have. You still have handships top of that, and also this card isn't once per turn either. So if you have multiples, you can do multiple like shenanigans with it. Especially if you have like 3 of it, and you just set 3 of it, pop your opponent's faithful, then you use the second one to pop your scythe, and then you set another scythe, and then that one gets droplet. You use the last one to pop the second scythe that this one set. Because we play double scythe in this list. And also we play 3 droplet. This card just helps make going second just that much more easier. Because unless your end board's ending on Herald, it's like this card will always be live. You play enough monsters that you can see a nice mix of monsters and spells. Because you always want to send a spell and monster at least off of this just so this doesn't get cross-outed. Because like I got punished by that one time and never again will I play into cross-out by just sending monsters or just like dead. Like I actually just play Imperm too, so I sent like a dead Imperm. One called by. This card's it's at 1. It's an unfair card. It does a lot. So I don't get why people side it. Like I guess it's pretty bad going second, but it's like this army to be had. Now we play the 1 Griffin Rider. This is just an extender or a negate depending on how your hand looks. Most times I use this as a negate, but I never usually go for this turn 1 unless either my hand calls for it or if I'm scared my opponent's not going to let my hand kind of resolve. Most times I'm just using this as a backup plan for next turn. I'm going for game just to make sure my OTK is protected. Now for artifacts, we play double scythe and 1 Lancia. I think this is the perfect ratio for the main deck. I don't feel like I've missed like the second Lancia or like a third scythe. I feel like that's just entirely way too much. There's also doubles like Florinderies and like PK and like other like Dragon Link banish a lot, and there's a couple other ones. And just stopping Celestial from banishing Drawn too is pretty good if you see it. But you need to have these guys just for the artifact ignition, just because you need to have one in deck, just to be able to use it to pop. Oh yeah, and just hard drawing these guys, and then having like a Fusion Destiny or a way to get DP on board, it's just pretty nice too. Because then it's like they probably won't see it coming, you know. DP, pop the site, pop on their interruptions, or pop on their cards, and then you know site block them. And it's like since you don't play Dagda or I don't play Dagda anymore, then it's like they probably won't even know that's a site set. And if they pop it, that's even better for you. Now for our bricks, Celestial Dash your Draco back. You know, you got to play these guys. This is great going second, and DP is just a really good card. Now for our extra deck, for our striker monsters, play 3 Kagari. We also play 2 Hayate, 2 Shizuku, 1 Kaina, and 1 Zeke. I feel like the striker package is perfect. I feel like I haven't missed anything. The 3rd Kagari hardly ever comes up, but it's like I'd rather have this card and not need it than to need it and not have it. The 2nd Hayate, I have that just because it's like the first one doesn't resolve. The second one, most times will resolve. Shizuku, the 3rd one never comes up because you're not playing that many striker cards. So it's like the second one probably searching like a Sharkkin or something just for like a DP just to kill that or something along those lines. And then it's like 3rd one, it won't have nothing to search. There's no point in going for it. Kind of just there in case you like are going against a heavier combo deck, and it's like you just want to be able to block for damage just to see another turn. If you already have like engage in hand, and it's like you just need another turn to be able to establish a control bet. You know, they kill your Shizuku, bring back Ray, go into Kaina, stop another guy from attacking. And that takes 3 attacks right there. So it's like you probably won't get OTK through that, and also if you have a DP too that blocks 4 attacks, because that's gonna pop a monster in itself, just so he doesn't get hurt by anything. And then Zeke is just there for utility. Just there to just get rid of problematic monsters. Gets rid of the Brady token, gets rid of Griffin, whatever they got. They force stuff out. Just a nice card to have. To round off our Link 1s, 1 Link Spire. This is there for the Adventure token or for the Sky Striker token. One of the, just to help make Anaconda or just clear your monster zone off if you get nibbed. And then it's like you have engaged, you want to get Horn Jones go into like a Kagari, add it back, and then you know, make it kind of like that. So it's like this card is needed. I wouldn't say you need 2. I would say 1's perfectly fine. Now for our rest of our Link 2s, 1 Dark Charmer and then double Anaconda. The second Anaconda used to be Artifact Dagda, but I feel like that wasn't come up as much. Because that's only like good for like the better hands. We have like 3+ extenders when you have like Horn Jones, Ray. I mean some other combinations that do it. Like like Enchantress, like Hornet, Enchantress, Rose with Ray. It's just weird stuff. It's like the idea coming up to, unless you already hard drew like the Fusion Destiny, I just didn't like it. I feel like this card has always come up the second Anaconda. And it's like I will continue to always play 2 Anaconda moving forward because it comes up so much. It's like your Anaconda is never resolving. Just play a second one. It's like I guarantee the second one most times always resolve, especially if this one gets nib. That telegraphs that they don't have anything to stop Anaconda because they would just let you pay calls. Because 2000 is pretty key, especially when you're trying to go for game. They put you at 6. So it's like this gets nibbed. I feel completely safe with overextending into making another one because it telegraphs that they don't have an effect veiler or an imperm because they would have just did it. Oh yeah, and Dark Charmer. This card's pretty good because it takes DP. Helps you like link climb and access code target. I'm not playing no link 3s because access code at 53 plus DP is only 78. So unless you already did damage with Hayate, it's never going to be game. Unless they paid life points. So it's like I don't feel like it's useful enough to come up. So that's why I'm not playing Nightmare Unicorn. And just since you're playing Striker, you don't really need the removal because you have enough removal cards just based on your engine. So it's like that's my reason for not playing any link 3s. I mean, and then Celine, it doesn't really do too much for you. It just makes it Esco target. It doesn't have an interruption or anything, so that's just no reason to play it. So like the same reason with Unicorn. Now for link 4 is Axel Talker. So there's a board clear. Help can go for game depending on the hand because you need like a this plus DP plus like a right, like the token or like a Ray or something. But it's like most times if you go for Axel Talker, you probably use Ray to go into it. Unless you did it with like this, take Anaconda to go into it and normal something like a Ray. If you did this, made this like a Horn Jones and the monster's already in the field. It just doesn't come up enough for a link 3 for the extra 1,000. And then for the last card, Phoenix Enforcer. I feel like the X deck's perfect. And then for our side deck, 3 draw stops combo decks like the base, all that stuff that adds adventure, Enchantress get right, and then just do this. That you can't get the Griffin. If Prankets like bricks on there, like Roxy, just Roxy's, they can't. And they like Prankets place. I mean, then again, they're just bad to do it like that. But if they Prankets place, this stops them from getting from Dodo searching. They have to do the ascend. Oh, well, I mean, they can play under it pretty good, but this stops like the Brave package, and that's really what's really making that deck really strong. The other 2 Lancia. This is good for Flannery. Stops their grind game. There's other matchups that can stop Enchantress too. And then we play the best side of Cantrap is Gamma. Gamma Driver. I mean, when I see Gamma, I feel really good going second. When I see Driver and not Gamma, I feel really bad about going second. It's like this card is so good, so you gotta play it. 3 crossout just because mirror matches are so prevalent. I mean, I don't really mean like striker mirror matches, but just mirror matches with the Brave engine. Or just, hell, stopping like a Fusion Destiny, hard drawn Fusion Destiny. If they just Fusion Destiny, like Fusion Destiny. It's like, that just feels really good. And also, in the tournament, I also cross-sided my opponent using a Sanctum because I sided in Sanctum. And he was main decking it, going first. When he went first and he locked me, and I droplets it. But I just kept this in, and then game 2 he went first again and Sanctumed me again, and I was able to, on my turn, cross out, call Sanctum. And it felt pretty good. Now, for our last spell, 1 Twin Twister. Just another back row move. You already have 3 in the main deck with being Ignition that could pop like Pandemonium or pop the Flundery's trap card so they can't play on your turn. And also can pop like Map if you need to normal something like Ray because this deck, need normal something. Unless you just hoping up Hornet Jones or Engage to get to Hornet. So I just wanted another card to help with those back row matchups and just another back row card just for like since I got second at the YCS. So it's like it may see more play and just one more back row move. It doesn't hurt. And you don't need too much just because your deck has DP control for the most part, and then just adventure stuff. So Jacob Bag bouncing, like I said, you have DP popping a set on their turn, you have it popping another set on your turn. That's like out in 3 cards just with your engine. So it's like it feels pretty good. And then we also play 2 Sanctum just for helping to go first with the cross out. So like if you see Sanctum, you probably win. Also, if you see Sanctum and you DP them, and you also have Ignition like with the combo. You can Scythe Lock them in draw phase just so they're forced to drop it to you there. And then bring back DP and then DP, pop your set site if you like Ignition. Because you can also, use Sanctum, chain Ignition to destroy this, set another site. And then, this has to resolve. So not your first site. then they have to drop with you there, and then if they drop with you, stand by, bring this out, then have this pop the set site in itself, and then there you go. Now the site's blocked, and they can't drop with you again. So let's say like drop with like Chalice, then it's like GG at that point, because that's already 46 on board. And then if you have like a Ray on your hand or a Brave engine, then it's like that's just pretty much it's gonna be over 8,000 at that point. And that's it for deck profile, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy.